What if I told you you shouldn't be using a leash to teach leash walking? Does that sound backwards? But it works. If you're trying to teach leash walking to your puppy when they're already excited and distracted, you're setting them up to fail. So instead, I teach leash walking without the leash. Let me show you what that looks like. And this video was Josie's very first session doing this. So now that the snow's gone, it's time to start some leash work. And I actually like to start my leash training without a leash. So like all of my other videos in this puppy training series, this is the first time for her. I've set myself some boundaries here, and I'm just going to do a circle with her on the outside and reward her for being next to me. So this is the reinforcement zone, is right here. I'm going to start her off like this. So whenever she's next to me, yep, she's going to get a cookie. Yes, good. Good. And if you've watched my earlier leash training video, I mentioned connection. So it's important that I have a connection on this side, especially now that I don't have a leash to help with that. I got to have a little bit of an eye on her to keep her on this side. Good job. Nice work. So we're going to change direction. I'm going to keep her on the outside for now. This is easier for her. And she's going to figure out pretty quickly that, oh, this is a good place to be. Yep. Yes. When practicing leash walking, it's really important to me that the dogs just stay on the side that I put them on. I don't want them cutting behind me. That's probably my agility background. Yep. But it just makes for cleaner walks. Come on, up, up, up. And it's okay to talk to her. She does not know this at all. Come here, up, up, up. There. Yep. No going behind me. Yes. Yeah. And if you have a really young puppy that resists the leash, this is the nicest way to start this, because you're just taking the leash out of the equation and building that reinforcement zone next to you. And I'm not looking for an obedience style heel. I just want her to walk next to me, not in front of me, not behind me. There. This is a perfect heel work position, isn't it? And if you're doing agility, we're actually doing some little front crosses here. And see how she naturally understands to just switch directions and switch sides? Good. Well, that was an awesome start. You can do this in your home, in your yard, or wherever it's safe for your puppy to be off leash. My top tip is to be very generous with your food at the beginning. You're setting the foundation for that invisible connection that doesn't even require a leash. This will prepare them for leash walking in the very best way. And once your puppy understands this, we can simply add the leash. But the leash isn't there to teach the puppy the behavior. It's there to support what the puppy has already learned. And you'll often see some changes. Like most puppies, Josie likes to grab the leash, put it in her mouth, maybe tug on it, tries to lead me. But because we've already started building the position next to me and the connection, it's so much easier to get back to that. So let me show you what it looks like when we added the leash. So now we're going to do the same thing with the leash. Remember from my previous video how you hand the leash, the end in the opposite hand. If she's on my left, I'm going to have the end in my right hand. And with this hand, I can just, with the hand that's close to her, I can just regulate a little bit if I have to. So let's get going. Come on, good girl. Yep. Good job. So when I switch to give her some food, I'll let go of this hand. I can just pick up the slack. And notice how I feed her with the palm facing back. So it's easy for her to stay in her lane and not come in front of me. If I use the other hand, what happens? Come here. I'm getting her in front of me, and then we go on a collision course. Good job. Yes, good girl. So you can see a bit of a difference having the leash here. She starts to grab it, a little bit of jumping up. We're going to redirect, switching directions. Good. Good. And exactly this leash grabbing, that's why it's so nice to practice this without a leash sometimes. Psst, 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 psst. Boop, boop. And just distracting her a little bit, offering some food. She can't eat if she has the leash in her mouth, so that's an incompatible behavior. I'm just getting her to follow me. That's all we're looking for. Yeah, what a good girl. Come on. Good. Oh, it's starting to rain. Nice job. And you see how we can get a couple of steps in a row here. That's all I'm looking for, is if we get 3, 4, 5 steps in a row where she's walking next to me, there's no tension on a leash, there's no distractions out here, so that's normal that she wouldn't be pulling. We're going to work on that in another session. So if your puppy struggles with jumping up and grabbing the leash, maybe it's not a bad idea to find a place where you can practice off-leash. And then we're just building on that. We'll do some off-leash, we'll do some on-leash, and with little sessions every day, I would say maximum 3 to 5 minutes is enough for a young dog to practice this. And then before you know it, you got a dog that is just used to following a lead, and wherever you go, they're going to follow. I'm still working in a low distraction environment here because we're building a habit that your puppy can actually succeed at. And you see that I'm reinforcing Josie right next to me because that's where I want her to be. And over time, she starts choosing that position all on her own. Isn't that cool? Most people try to fix leash pulling on a walk, but if you build that skill first, you won't have to fix half as much later. Instead, you can start teaching your puppy in a place where it's easy for them to learn. In an upcoming video, I'm going to show you what to do when there are distractions and your puppy wants to pull. By the way, these strategies work for adult dogs too. It's never too late to teach some better skills. If you're raising a young puppy right now, this video is part of a series where I share step by step how I'm raising Josie and how we work through all the struggles that normal puppies go through. Make sure you're subscribed so you won't miss the next one. So the next video is actually going to be about puppy teething. Like so many things, Josie seems to go through things in extremes. Her potty training, her crate training, everything was a little bit more challenging than it has been with other puppies. And right now she's teething and we have a lot more biting, chewing, and stuff like that. So I'm going to share with you some strategies how to get through that time as well. After all, my motto for young puppies is, "This too shall pass." I'll see you there.